Peace, y'all. What up? My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. What's going on? If you're joining us on YouTube, my TikTok is BIGBROLGND. You can catch me on live on there. Click on the top right notification bell to be notified when I go live. I also post all my replays on YouTube, so if you want to subscribe there, come and join us. B1initiative.org, that's our Discord group. If you want to join what we're building, Sankofapedia, any more information on that, you can find it. Also, join me on Twitter, BIGBROLGND. What up, brothers and sisters? What's going on? Welcome to the live. Back in black as ever. Want to say what's going on to y'all. Tap like if you're joining in. Tune in to listen. We're going to have a discussion. Peace, Kenya. What's going on? We're going to have a discussion today, folks. Tap like. Tap like. If you never had a scone in your life, if you do not eat scones, tap like. Tap like if you wash your chicken and you wash your ass. Tap like. If you wash your ass with a washcloth, I need you to tap like, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever used Blue Magic hair grease in your life, I need you to tap like. Blue Magic hair grease. If you know what that is, I need you to tap like for me. Let the algorithm know that you're getting something from the live, and it lets other brothers and sisters know that might follow you that we in here. You feel me? What's going on? I'm going to start going live more regularly. I've been taking a little bit of a break from social media, but I'm back. Y'all see I changed my avatar. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to subscribe to know when I'm going live, you're welcome. We're going to start having more conversations. The culture is on fire right now. The culture is on fire, though. All over the world, everybody's tuned into the culture. It is time to gatekeep. It's time to gatekeep. It's time for us to start focusing on ourselves. The only respect a black man or woman needs in this life is self-respect. That's the only respect. We don't ask for respect. We don't ask for apologies. We respect ourselves. We love ourselves. And that is all we need to do. Loving yourself in this world as a black man, woman, or child is a revolutionary act. Loving yourself is a revolutionary act. Respecting yourself is a revolutionary act. In a world that has taught you self-hatred, in a world that has taught you self-disrespect, all you need in this world is self-respect, self-love, and you're going to be all right. That's all we need over here. Somebody says that's all anyone needs. Anyone does not live in an environment where they are preconditioned and indoctrinated to hate themselves. Anyone does not have the same problem as black people. So this live is directly directed at black brothers and sisters worldwide, wherever you at. If you eat yams, and if you eat sweet potatoes and call them yams, if you pound your yams and make fufu, then brothers and sisters, I'm talking to you. I am talking to y'all. PCB, what's going on? Yes, set up right on 2 feet, just like the rest of us, but stop thinking I am special. Shout out to the special brothers and sisters, man. We are special. Everything an African does is sacred. We are special. You know why we special? Because it wouldn't be none of y'all if it wasn't some of us. That's pretty special to me. That's all the specialness I need. It wouldn't be none of y'all if it wasn't some of us. If it wasn't for us, it wouldn't be nobody else. We are the first and the last. That's special enough for me. I don't know how anyone else can prove that they are God's chosen people, but I'll tell you this much. We're God's first people. That sounds pretty chosen to me. That sounds like we were chosen to me. Y'all gonna say a book told you you was special. Y'all gonna say a book told you you was God's chosen people. Well, biology, science, archaeology, anthropology, and all that other stuff tells us that we are God's chosen people. We don't need a special book written by someone that was exiled from an African civilization, somebody that unalived a man and was exiled from from the earliest African civilization. Well, maybe not the earliest, but one of the earliest. Definitely the most influential. TikTok is doing a thing to my lives right now. I think it's because it's punishment for me not going live. So we might not get more than like 30 people in here. TikTok is doing a thing to my lives right now. I'm not sure what's up with that. Ambition. What do you mean by that? Is that Kuma? What up, Kuma? Peace, brother. You keep changing your name. I don't be known as you. What's going on? What's ambition mean? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, you keep changing your name, brother. But I see it spelled out, so I'm like, okay, that's my brother. What's going on? Come on in, come on in. We probably not gonna have more than 30 people in here. TikTok is doing a thing to my lives right now. So I don't expect us to have a lot of people. But I'm just gonna be in here. I'm just gonna be in here. I do not expect us to have a lot of people. What up, what up? Can black and white culture peacefully coexist? A lot of us have answered these questions. A lot of us have answered these questions. But if you want to answer the questions in the comments, if you're new here, you want to talk about it, feel free. Are interracial relationships harmful? You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, people like to look at is neutral. You know what I'm saying? This person, I'm not sure what your name is. It just says, I don't know, I liked the live. That's kind of weird. Is that your name? Oh, no, your name is blank. That's wild. You have no name. I don't know what that's about. What up, what up, what up? I'm going to be up here for a while, man. I'm going to just chill out. What is a pro-black ally? Can somebody tell me what that is? Can someone tell me what that is? No such thing. Absolutely so melanated. I heard that. You know what I'm saying? No such thing. Idi Amin knew that. Idi Amin knew that. Stokely Carmichael knew that. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors knew. The predecessors, is that the right term? The people that came before us. The precursors, they knew. You know what I'm saying? President Clinton called himself a pro-black ally. Really, he did? I didn't know that. That's a shame. He was lying. Bill was lying if he said that. I didn't know he said that. But Bill is a goddamn lie. That is a lie from the pit of fire that Bill come from. Bill come from the pit of fire. Y'all think Drake is bad. Bill Clinton was the original 6ix9ine God. Bill Clinton was the original 6ix9ine God. Y'all, I might restart the live. I'm going to just see what happens. I think TikTok is doing a thing. He wasn't as bad as Reagan. Mrs. Reagan was a goat. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Nancy Reagan was a goat. Clinton loved blacks because of politics. No, he didn't. He didn't love us. I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't love us. I refuse to believe Bill Clinton loved us. That's like saying Schmittler loved the Ish people. That's not what that was. That was not love. Some of us don't understand what love even is because of survival mode. Well, he had most of his votes. No, he didn't. User, whatever your name is, user, whatever, you are confused. No candidate in history has ever had most of their votes from the black community. No candidate in the history of America has had most of their votes from the black community. That has never happened. That has never happened. Most of the black community can vote for someone, but most of a candidate's votes did not come from us. We loved our rhythm. He loved our rhythm and not our blues. He loved Coltrane. He loved Coltrane. I know that much. He was the 3 strikes law. Peace, lovely rose petals. Was good. Y'all see what they doing in my live, lovely rose petals. I don't know what's going on. I can't stay above 30 people. I can't stay above 30 people. I think it's because I got some ops on TikTok now. So I tried to block a few people because I don't know if it's some ops. I don't know what it is. I got a little TikTok drama going on with people that are not building anything for black people that want to focus on drama. One thing I noticed is that when it comes to building for black people, right, those that don't build have nothing to work on. So they focus on drama. And when they can't attack someone's message, when they can't attack what's being built in like the message, they attack the messenger and the organization behind it, right? They bored. They're not building nothing. That's just something I noticed. Free Congo, absolutely. Get arrested 3 times and you get, yeah. I know about 3 strikes. I don't know why we talking about that. I'm not a Bill Clinton fan. Well, I still think that IR are harmful. They sure is. There's no such thing as interracial love. That is a misnomer. There's no such thing as interracial love. And I just did a video talking about black love and how you can either choose to redefine it as not love, but camaraderie. But even black love does not exist in the context of white supremacy. Even black love does not exist. So that's the thing. As long as us coming together in love for each other is, actually, I'll put it this way. As long as the success of a black love relationship is determined by the hostility of the environment that is anti-black, black love does not exist. That's camaraderie. Black love is a revolutionary act. Black relationships is a revolutionary act. But it's technically not love. Because if you have to think about survival before you get together with someone and you both come together on the basis of I can help you survive, then that's not love. That's camaraderie. Y'all are comrades. Y'all are in a war and y'all have chosen to come together for your survival. That is camaraderie. Black women are my comrade. You know what I'm saying? Black women are my comrade. All my sisters. You know, whether we in love, in a relationship or not, black women are my comrade. It's not love. It's not love. But we can redefine black love. We can redefine that camaraderie amongst hostility as love. We can redefine that and call it a slang version of love. I don't want to call it slang, but an AAV version of love. We can redefine love to be black love. But the concept of love that you are taught in Disney movies, where 2 people just say, I like you. I like you. I just like you, and let's be together. Romantic kiss, kick your foot up. You know what I'm saying? That's not the type of love black people have for each other. Because when you approach a sister, the first thing she gonna think of is this man safe? You know what I'm saying? If he gets me pregnant, can he stay out of jail? Is he gonna bring drama into my house, to my life? Can he provide for me? You see what I'm saying? These are methods of survival in a world that's hostile towards black women. So they have to think about their survival before they get with a man, with a brother. So even that kind of love is not technically love. That's camaraderie. Y'all are comrades. As long as we continue to be prisoners of war in a country that we were not intended to be citizens of, we are going to have camaraderie. I'll put it that way. We are going to have camaraderie. I was about to say comrade love, but no, camaraderie. And that's okay with me. That's okay with me because it redefines it so that now when finances are low, I'm not feeling like, if let's say the success of my blissful love life is not where I want it to be, then I'm not now looking at it as some sort of failure on my end, but I'm looking at it as a problem, a part of our survival that needs to be fixed because we're comrades. We're working to survive together. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I guess, in some sense. That's black love. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not when they're fighting each other, but when they're together on the mission. That's black love. That's what we call black love. That's our definition of love. If we try to do Disney love and just go with tingly feelings and lead with our hearts, even with each other, we will be sorely disappointed when we're not compatible for survival. We're just compatible for emotions and love and lust and, all the other things that come around, that relationship as far as emotions. Everything I'm saying is based off the work of Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. and his compensatory counter-racist code word guide. I've just been doing a deep dive in it today. Something I've been digesting for quite a while, but something that I think a lot of us need to understand about my platform in particular. Because a lot of people don't understand when I speak on certain things that it comes from a source of knowledge, but an advanced level of Pan-Africanism. An advanced level, meaning we're beyond arguing about whether we're African or not. We're past the whole argument about whether black people can come together. That's the ground floor. Like, that's the basement. Like, we're at the attic on my live. When y'all, digest any of my content, we're in the attic. All right, we're acting like the house you already have built in your minds. So that's why I say I'm here to raise your consciousness, because the goal of Pan-African propaganda is to help y'all with some of your subconscious denial of how racism operates. So that's just something that I think is important to share. I think it's important to share that, with brothers and sisters, especially the children. Especially the children. That's something that's important to share. Appreciate you, Jerica. I seen you educating somebody on Twitter earlier. I'm glad, cause Laura, I know. I seen you educating that sister, and I'm glad it ended peacefully. Cause man, Twitter always go left, don't it? I was Twitter always goes left. That's another thing in the compensatory counter-racist code. Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. says we shouldn't even speak to each other unless it's constructive. Unless it's constructive, unless there is something constructive in our communication, brothers and sisters should not even communicate with each other. Most of the people in my life already know this about me. I don't call them unless I have something to say. Unless I got something to do, unless there's something going on, I don't really call people. I don't really talk to people. I don't even like going live unless I have something to impart to people. Like I don't even like wasting my time on lives. I don't make videos as much as I could, because if I don't have something on my heart to convey, something that I feel like could be constructive for brothers and sisters to know, I'm not going to sit here and try to come up with content. I'm not that kind of content creator. I use this platform to create content, to bring awareness to the projects that we're working on, to bring awareness to brothers and sisters in general, just about certain issues and topics. But I'm not about to sit on the internet, dig up things, and try to find something to make a video about because I haven't made a video in a while. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I will talk to y'all when there's something to be said. And I found that doing it that way makes my life a lot more peaceful. And, it makes my content resonate a little bit more. Yeah, I don't usually reach out to people on social media unless word. Nah, you handled that correctly, Laura. You definitely did. That's one of somebody else that was in our Discord at one point. That was one of her friends. And I think sis is a reasonable sister. So I was watching to see how that was going to go. But she's reasonable. So shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Conflict in the black community. We should not engage in conflict with each other. We don't have any reason, unless we have something constructive to talk about. Brothers and sisters should not even communicate. And we do not engage in conflict with each other, especially publicly. We can have resolution with each other behind closed doors. Ideally, if we need to talk about something, there should be transparency. There should be communication channels set up. But conflict with each other publicly is always to the detriment of us as victims of white supremacy, and always benefits and falls into the hands of the oppressor. It's always something that's going to align with their goal. Black people arguing with other black people is to, advance. It's something that advances the ideals of white supremacy, where they want us to fight. That's why I am very careful about how I go about correcting people, even on this live. We don't argue. We don't really get disrespectful. As long as it's constructive. And then, once we get to an ego wall, that's what I call it, an ego wall. Once we get to someone's ego wall where they can't see logic anymore, I pretty much drop them. I do not argue with black people, especially on social media. I can just block and move on. That's right. And according to the code, the B1 code, that is how you're supposed to move, Laura. That is how you're supposed to move. That is what B1 Initiative is named after, the B1 code. If those of y'all that are interested, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. has a book called the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code. Y'all can look that up. It's the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code System Law Concept, I believe. I think it has a wild name because it's actually a textbook. It's not even like a book for your reading pleasure. It's actually a whole textbook. It's not even like bruh made a textbook on counter racism for black people. Compensatory. Do y'all know what compensatory means? Compensatory means to repair and to fix. So it's the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code textbook. So there's literally a textbook on racism written by a doctor that was the mentor of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, the Honorable Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Put some respect on her name. You know what I'm saying? What are the Israelis using Congo labor for? For diamonds. Peace, Sister Stella, what up? Appreciate you. What are Israelis using Congo labor for? For cobalt and diamonds. The number one export of Israel is diamonds. Most of their diamonds come from the Congo. The number one, 20% of Israel's GDP comes from stolen diamonds from mostly the Congo. The rest from other parts of Africa. Look it up. Look it up. That's what Israel's doing in Africa. Is it available through any black bookstores? Oh, yeah. If it's a true black bookstore, then yeah, it better be there. If not, walk out. If Dr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s work is not in a black bookstore, walk out that bookstore. Walk out. Don't even go in there. If the ISIS papers are not in a black bookstore, walk out. I've seen them in every one that I go to. If the Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams is not in your black bookstore, leave. Leave. I'm telling you, you are in the wrong place. Oh, Dan, that's true, and I argue all the time. I should read the code. You definitely should, Sister, I think it's Mai or May. You definitely should. Conflict is something that benefits our oppressor. It's not something that is constructive or conducive to our liberation. It's a waste of time. And it leads to us unaliving each other. So, because we live in an environment where violence is the norm. Question, is Africanism dead? I don't know what Africanism is. I know what Pan-Africanism is, and Pan-Africanism is not dead. Pan-Africanism is alive and well as long as the heart of Ibrahim Traore is still beating, as long as the heart of Julius Malema and the lungs are still breathing, then Pan-Africanism is alive and well. Pan-Africanism is doing better than ever. I just seen an article about Ibrahim Traore rejecting funds from the IMF Bank, the World Bank. He has rejected funds from Europeans. He has rejected funds from the IMF. Ibrahim Traore is the only black leader on earth. You feel me? Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is doing what Marcus Garvey wanted done way back in the 1930s and 20s. Way back in the early 1900s. Ibrahim Traore is Marcus Garvey's greatest dream. Martin had a dream. Marcus had a vision. Ibrahim Traore is Marcus Garvey's vision come to life. Thomas Sankara's reincarnation. So he's proven that quite a number of times. So, we're gonna keep a watchful eye on this brother, but he ain't playing. I'll tell you that much. He ain't playing. I don't know if he's a psyop or you know how it get. You can't trust everybody. We have put our faith in people before, but he is young, and he's following the code. He's following the code. He's following the foundation laid before us. If I try to have an all African people's community talk, would you be down to speak? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll be down to speak. Just DM me. Let me know when, where. And we can let the Discord brothers and sisters know. We got a Discord of 800 and... Are we at 8? I think we're at like 857, I think. 857 Pan-Africans worldwide. We got brothers and sisters in there. all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we at 8:57 and growing. Oh, you did? Okay. That's what's up, Laura. Yeah, make sure they introduce themselves, you know. We want to build community in there. We got some more projects that we're thinking about doing. One of which, we're just thinking about doing some more projects. I'll leave it there. I don't want to give out all the sauce, but we're a think tank, you know what I'm saying? So we got some interesting projects we're thinking about starting up. Adoptee friend from Benin. Okay. Oh, that's fire. Oh, shout out to Benin, man. The brothers and sisters of Benin are related to the brothers and sisters in Haiti. Brothers and sisters in Haiti are directly, their culture is directly tied to Benin and Togo. The Ewe, I believe. I might be wrong. Somebody can correct me. I believe Haitian people's culture is tied to Ewe culture. I might be wrong. Somebody can let me know. I'm checkable. You know what I'm saying? I'm an American, y'all. Y'all can correct me. I got love for all Africans, though. I look at the mirror and I see all of y'all. Ubuntu. You know what I'm saying? I look in the mirror, I see a Bantu brother. You know what I'm saying? I look at my wife and I see my sisters. I see Bantu people. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can definitely correct me. I'm just an American, though. They made sure to sever my mental ties to brothers and sisters worldwide a little bit. I don't want to say a little bit worse, but you know what I'm saying? I want to say a little bit better. But a thing about American Africans that a lot of brothers and sisters in the diaspora don't understand is that our oppressor made sure we didn't know we was African. So some of y'all get into diaspora wars with them and y'all start to argue. And I just talked about how the B1 code says that we as victims of white tea supremacy should not be arguing with one another. But I see why y'all got smoked for the FBA crowd. I definitely see that. My thing is, y'all have to remember that if you understand black oppression in the context of white hostility, then you have to also understand that African Americans, have had their ties mentally severed from the continent so that they would have no allegiance to African people worldwide, but rather an allegiance to the plantation that they were brought to. So that being the case, a lot of brothers and sisters, I know y'all get mad when they say they native and they say, I ain't no, they call African people booty scratchers and all this other stuff, and they're being disrespectful. I absolutely understand why that is disrespectful, but understand that is the result of conditioning by our oppressor to disconnect us from y'all. Pan-Africanism seeks to reunite that disconnect. And so that's why Pan-Africanism is actually healthy for our minds. There is no such thing as mental health therapy for black people that does not teach them that they are African. Rekindling our identity, our African identity, connecting with Africanness is part of mental health for black people. I really have to block those spaces. I argue too much. Listen, I done argued in there too. Sister. I ain't mad at you. It's triggering. There is a mental health condition or just a term that's used by the American Psychological Association called CBT. You can look it up. CBTT is the full name. Cultural betrayal trauma theory. Cultural betrayal trauma is something that brothers and sisters go through when we see someone of our own identified social group acting against the best interests of our social group. So it hurts us. It's a form of trauma to see someone that looks like you do something adversarial to the interests of our community. It hurts. It literally hurts, and it makes you want to argue. So it's hostile. So I do understand why some of us end up intertwined in a conflict with people. The FBA crowd are usually the ones participating in the diaspora. They do it daily, right? They do it like it's their job. Like somebody paying y'all to like the day will never come when white people put you as an African American above the black people in the world. Like it will never happen where they say, "Oh, whoa, hold on. One of these N-words isn't like the rest, guys. These people are American. They're the better ones." Like, that's never going to happen, FBA people. Like, it's never going to happen. They look at us and they see N-words. That's it. Cut and dry. That's all they see. There's never going to be a day when you're going to be the better N-word. You know? It's ridiculous to even think that. I wish the division in the diaspora would end. A lot of people don't see it's rooted. They don't. But it won't end until white supremacy does end. How about that? That's the trick in the hat. That's the trick. African people being divided is because of white supremacy. I wouldn't even say, all right, because you could look at that kind of different. Our diversity is not because of white supremacy, but us not coming together against a common oppression is a condition of white supremacy. Us not looking at the humanity in each other as Ubuntu is a condition of white supremacy. So they didn't watch the movie Us. They sure didn't. Appreciate you, Laura. They sure didn't. But some of our brothers and sisters from Africa don't see us the same. And that's okay. Some of us here in America don't see us the same. I'll have a live and a brother and sister from America will say, oh, well, I'm different. I have Native American. My grandma told me we were Native American. So, whoa, how are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you can be black and do that at the same time. I seen a brother on live earlier today. He had a feather in the naps in his hair. Like he had short hair, like a short Caesar, but he had kind of like, 4C hair. And so he got a feather sticking out. He don't even know that they used to put a band around their head in order to put the feather in. He just putting the feather in his naps. I was like, man, y'all are something else. Y'all are something else. African Americans don't even look at each other the same. We had a whole East Coast, West Coast beef, took out two of our biggest entertainers. You know what I'm saying? We beefing all the time. We been on that. Shoot. But let's look at Pan-Europeanism if we're going to look at unity and what it might look like. Let's look at Pan-Europeanism. They done had 2 world wars. They done had civil wars. They had the War of 1812. They had the Revolutionary War. They got Ukraine going on. They got they got real wars. They ain't talking about rap beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't talking about no diaspora wars on the internet. They got real, like, I will drop a nuke on your ass. Like, they got them kind of wars. And they still know to unify against your black ass. They still know how to unify against your black ass. But we look at black people and we say, oh, because this one, this one, I don't want to talk about the brothers and sisters in Africa, but y'all be saying, Ghana make better jollof than Nigeria. Nigeria make better jollof than, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all talking about rice. Because we arguing about rice, we going to look at it like, oh, no, there's so much conflict and division in our community. Some of us like Drake and some of us like Kendrick. Oh, the division. Meanwhile, Europeans dropping bombs. we ain't doing none of that. I think black unity is as strong as it can be in the context of racism, white supremacy. I think this is about as strong as it can be until we've defeated our foe. As long as African Americans are prisoners of war, as long as Africans abroad on the continent are still subjugated to a colonial system that they did not build and was not intended for them to thrive, this is about as unified as we're going to get. We are talking on phones built by black exploitation and African resources, but we are talking. We get together and have diaspora wars. We can have the diaspora war. That is more unity than we've ever had. Just the fact that we can have gender wars and we can argue. White people not having no gender war. If y'all want to pay attention, if y'all really pay attention, you don't see them arguing about gender wars the same way you see us. There was no brick lady when what's his name? What's that serial unaliver that unalived all them white tea women? What was his name? Bundy? Ted Bundy. When Ted Bundy killed 20 of them frosty females, it wasn't no brick lady conversations about them. It wasn't no conversations. You know what I'm saying? When, what's his name? Scott Peterson buried his wife in the backyard and then went on a search party. Baby, where are you? Baby, Katie, we can't find you. I think her name was Katie, right? Katie, baby, we're looking for you, Katie. Meanwhile, she in the backyard eating worms or getting eaten by them. She in the backyard getting eaten up by worms. Wasn't no brick lady conversations in the white community about what was going on, the relationships between white tea men and white tea women, okay? Black people do that, because we actually do care about one another. We do care. Whether we admit it or not, do not fall for the lie. We care. We care. Because when that woman claimed to have gotten hit by that brick, we came on here, we argued and fussed. Some of us was indoctrinated and had white tea supremacy all up in our minds and in our thoughts and speech. But at the end of the day, we cared enough to come together and do that. You know what I'm saying? White folks don't do that. They don't do that. I don't know why y'all F1ing. I must have said something wild. I must have said something a little crazy. I don't know what I said. They don't, because they always in our business. I know that's right. They definitely in our business. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, you right, yeah. Yeah, you right. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna see them do what we do because they don't care about each other as much as we do. Y'all saw the Alabama boat brawl. Y'all saw what happened. See, they don't come together out of love. They come together out of fear. I guess in a way you could say we come together out of survival, which I guess is rooted in fear. But our survival is something that is more tangible version of fear. They're afraid of something that never happened. They're afraid that we're going to do to them what they've done to us. So that's something that's never happened. They're afraid we're going to colonize and enslave them and take away their white privilege. That's what they're afraid of. We're afraid of the fact that we've had 400 years of subjugation to these people. Black August. I know that's right. Yeah, Black August. Never forget Black August. I think we need to have a celebration on the anniversary of Black August. Right. They don't got no facts. Right. They're afraid to get back what they put out. And they're afraid of what Francis Cress Welsing calls white tea. I say genetic, but put the G in there. White tea genetic survival. You know what I'm saying? Someone called for it on TikTok. What? Oh! For an anniversary celebration, I think we should. I think we should make it a black holiday. They done stole Juneteenth. They done stole Juneteenth. I used to go when I was a kid. We used to go to the Juneteenth cookout in Union, New Jersey, with the Nation of Islam. When the Nation of Islam was celebrating Juneteenth, when I was a kid, I didn't know nothing about the Nation of Islam, Pan-Africanism, none of that. But yeah, when I was a kid, we used to go to the Juneteenth celebration. They used to have free food. You know, we used to play in the park, play football, play basketball. I was a kid, so you know, I was with the boys. We was playing sports, but yeah, man, Juneteenth, some good memories there. Now they making Juneteenth ice cream. It just don't feel right. It just don't feel right, y'all. It don't feel right walking into Walmart and they talking about Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Welcome to Walmart. How are you doing? The products that say Juneteenth on it are being built by prisoners in prison, in the prison industrial complex. Yes, Walmart uses prison labor to make their products. So when you see Walmart with Juneteenth signs and you see Sam's Club or Sam's Value or whatever it is, Great Value ice cream that says Juneteenth, then my friends, that is a celebration of slavery. That is not a celebration of liberation, because liberation never happened. Yes, Walmart uses slave labor of our brothers and sisters locked up to make their shelves, to make their uniforms, to make all the things you see in Walmart. And they also use it to make their store brand items. And then what do? To sell those items that they used slave labor to help build, Target 2, in order to sell those items, they hire minimum wage, low wage black people. They hire us for minimum wage to come and work to sell. So when you go into Walmart, you usually see a lot of black people working there. Unless you live in a white tea area where there's not many of us, then you'll see you know, a bunch of yeehaws behind the counter. You know what I'm saying? With purple hair and nose rings. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The kind that look like they'll spit in a bucket. You'll see some of them, and if you up in Ohio or something. But if you somewhere where there's some brothers and some sisters, you're gonna see these black people working behind them counters. So they use slave labor to make the products, and they use slave labor to sell the products. They hire people and use slave labor to make the products. So I just think that's funny, man. One of the only smart things Kanye West ever said, racism's still alive, they just be concealing it. That's what he said. It's a shame how that brother went out. It's a shame how that brother went out. I can't defend that man. And y'all remember Kanye responded to the Kendrick and Drake beef, and everybody forgot about that like in 2 seconds. Like it was like 2 seconds, bro. That was me and my wife been dying laughing about that. He really tried to insert himself. Everybody forgot. It was like, what? Yeah, he did. He tried to come out and say, we're very excited about the downfall of Drake. Bruh, like, huh? Nobody, who asked you? I'll always appreciate his call out of, yeah. But Kanye, yeah, he lost it. He lost it. That's because he was always a narcissist. One of the only people that can reel in a narcissist is their parents. If y'all look that up, narcissists are usually beholden to their parents. They need their parents to tell them what's what, and they'll actually listen. Because some parts of the narcissist still believes they have to listen to their parents. That's why a lot of serial unalivers that were like wild, like they still had a relationship with like their mother. Even though it was a messed up relationship with their mother. But they like if you ever watch Jason Voorhees, Jason, Jason. He had a relationship with his mother. His mother's like the only person that could tell him to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, like Psycho, like yeah. So, that's the thing where for them it's about their mothers, and Kanye lost his mom, so he lost the only person that would hold him accountable. So that's when of course he ditched the black woman, and just went all out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could tell him nothing, and he even got a song, "Can't Tell Me Nothing." That's what he was saying. Can't nobody tell him nothing. Now his mom is gone. I've noticed that. I honestly more than even issues regarding our race, regarding our people. I have a lot of experience with narcissism as a music producer of 10 years in Hollywood. I can detect it a mile away, and I hate to see people fall for it. That's the thing. Yeah, so that's the thing. And they're like signs to, like, if someone is a narcissist, if someone is gaslighting. That's one of the signs. But there's many signs to it. A master manipulator, like Kendrick was saying. One of the signs that you're not a narcissist, the way that you can kind of like test yourself to know if you're a narcissist, is narcissists don't self-reflect. Self-reflection is antithetical to narcissism. It's like kryptonite. They don't look within. They always looking outward. So narcissists don't self-reflect. So if you want to avoid being a narcissist, start looking at yourself critically. Unpacking some of your biases, looking critically at your decision-making skills, how you affect others, empathy, But don't become an empath around a narcissist. They weaponize your empathy. Narcissists weaponize empathy. They know you look at them and empathize. They weaponize that. So you kind of have to be a cold, calculating person around a narcissist. I could really talk about that too, aside from race, ideology and Pan-Africanism. They will drain you. Exactly. They will drain you. That's a fact. Yeah, don't empathize. And that's the thing that I see a lot of people do. And it annoys me because I can already peep. Now, understand that there's narcissism and then there's a narcissist. Like, narcissism is within all of us. Some of us got it worse than others. But that don't mean you're a narcissist. That don't mean you have the disorder. That just means that, you have a blind spot in your ego. You know what I'm saying? When I learned more about narcissism, I noticed that in the music industry, I was surrounded by narcissists. And I was like, oh, snap. That makes sense, right? Because fame and narcissism come hand in hand. So, you know what I'm saying? The only way to deal with a narcissist is to be a stone wall. Okay. Asterisk. Okay. You know about the gray rock method. Okay. That is called the gray rock method, down in the comments. That is the only way to have a relationship with a narcissist, is to become extremely boring. Ignoring them is not the way, Strawberry Cake. Ignoring them is going to piss them the fuck off. They are going to be mad as hell if you do that to them. They are afraid. Understand, a narcissist, yeah, gray rock method, yeah. Understand that a narcissist has one fear. The biggest, they are more afraid of this than being unalived. The biggest fear of a narcissist is so petty. It's so petty. They are afraid of being alone. That's it. They're afraid of being alone. Isn't that wild? So if you ignore them, they feel like they're not being seen, they're not being heard, they flip out. They flip out. The gray rock method just means that you're boring. Like they say, hey, I just went to the skate park. The skate park is really cool and really fun. Do you want to go? No, I'm just going to eat this bowl of cereal. You sure you don't want to go? It's really awesome. And, there's going to be girls there and they try to entice you with something else. But, you're just really boring. No, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to just go to sleep. That's the gray rock method. Just be boring. Just be as boring as possible. That's the gray rock method. So I know a little bit about narcissism. You know what I'm saying? I did some studies on that before I, dove into Pan-Africanism. I thought it would be like something I could use to my advantage in the music industry, being around narcissists constantly. In my family, there's one narcissist, like really, really blatant narcissist, like really in my family. No, it's not my mother or any of my parents, but one of my siblings is the narcissist for the whole family. Woo, you know what I'm saying? So I learned at a young age how to deal with her. And then I studied as I got older, what that was about. So then I started to be able to use some of that critical thinking skills in, geopolitics and the interests of my people, and start to read more on counter racism. Read more on, the ISIS papers, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's work. All these different frameworks are, they all kind of lead back to psychology in some way. Does the music industry reward narcissism, or do they become narcissistic because of fame? Yes, the music industry, capitalism in general rewards sociopathy. So capitalism rewards sociopathic tendencies. And narcissism is contagious. So if you're around another narcissist and you suffer from narcissistic abuse, that person will make you a narcissist inherently. Like, you'll become a narcissist hanging around narcissists. And because capitalism rewards sociopathic tendencies, the people at the top of capitalism are sociopaths. Sociopaths tend to be narcissists. So, yeah, that's how it works. I mean, it's not just the music industry. That's almost any industry. Almost any industry. Look at politics. They're all narcissists. Look at Donald Trump. Any industry you could think of, the people at the top are sociopaths. They don't have empathy. Capitalism rewards sociopathic tendencies. Some of y'all have been wondering why you're not rich. Some of y'all wonder why you're not, getting that $1 million a year job. What is it that's holding me back? You have a soul. You have a soul. Sorry, my friend. This game requires no soul. So now you have one of two choices. Toss aside your humanity, or continue to be human the way Africans are. See, we didn't create capitalism. Africans believe in Ubuntu. I am who I am because of who you are. I see myself in you. Humanity, love for the community, interconnectedness. You understand? That's us. Capitalism was created by people that deemed humanity a threat to their survival. So they've created systems inhumanely, and that's something that, that's capitalism. It raises you to be a narcissist.
Hi,
What's
Buzz Legend.
peace?
Oh my God, it's I'm sorry, I haven't seen you in a while because I've been kind of like on a hiatus, but it's good to see a real warrior for our people. I'm so sick of this this I'm sick of this world pretty much. Like, oh, so I
I
just
hear that,
came
sister.
from I just came from a live that was like a black men talking about free Palestine. And mind you, I'm not for the shit that's happening to them. Like, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to not put on there free Congo, free Haiti. Why the and then they got mad at me because I'm saying this. They's like, oh well, we raised money for the Congo too, and that. But you got free Palestine, and then this dude gonna come up and show me pictures of the of murals that they have of George Floyd. Like I don't give a damn about no painting. How is that gonna stop any goddamn thing? You think a painting is making you pro black people, man? Let me be fucking. Let me. Sorry, I don't mean to curse, but let me be for real. Let me be for real. My family black. I'm blackity black. I'm gonna stay black to the day I die. I'm not about to sit here and go up in nobody's on nobody's internet and go protest for people who wouldn't even do the same. They wouldn't even give us a goddamn meal if we needed one. Like and they say, oh well, they do. They ain't been nothing. They ain't been nothing for the American people, Black American people, or the Black diaspora at all. Like let's be for real. Like people really are out here sucking up to people who don't give a damn. And then you have these Republicans that are black. That's the biggest oxymoron I ever heard. If you gotta call yourself black anything, that means you weren't supposed to be there. If you gotta be a black Republican, that means you ain't supposed to be there. Like, why is you a black Republican and not just a Republican? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. You got to put your color in it because you have to prove that you broke down some barrier. No, you just over there tap dancing and making a fool of yourself for people to sit here and laugh at you and get them to tell you, get you to tell your people what you feel about them through them. And you want to sit here and talk about you pro-black? Please. Pro-black where? Like, I'm so fed up with the reason our community is we always have these agents for white supremacy. We always have these agents that are out here trying to be Stephen from Django and keep us down. What we have to realize is that those people are always going to be here. There's always, when they say like, oh, there was black slave owners, the people that tell me this, the black people that tell me this, I was like, yeah, people like you were. If they were you, bro. They were you. You know what I mean? Like we gonna have you in our community, just like any other community gonna have their Judases. You know what I'm saying? You are that. Like, don't sit here and act like you're not going against your best interest to cozy up to white people. I feel sorry for you that you have to disrespect and put down your own people to feel like you're gonna be close to them. They don't want you, bro. If they wanted you, go ahead and tell them to let you take their daughter out on a date. Take their white daughter out. I bet you they won't let you. I bet you no matter how much they like you, you ain't good enough for their daughter. I bet you that. And I just seen it many a times where my friend who dated this white dude, right? And I was against it. I was telling her like, hey, don't do it. She was dating this white dude. Her mom, the mom of the dude, was like from Sweden or some shit, or not Sweden, but she was a Swedish, like, now from her heritage or whatever. She said, why don't you just marry some sweet Swedish woman and call it a day? While he was dating my friend, right? And I said, I told you that woman ain't gonna fuck with you just because you think she like you, because why? You ain't good enough for her son though. She been telling this man that, and she still went and married him. And guess what he did?
What'd he do?
He literally left her, took all her money. He never worked. He never did nothing. Took her penniless. Lady is penniless with like 3 kids by him. Penniless. She took, and now he's with some rich whitey woman. And then he is getting custody of their children because he has the money to do so. And she ain't got nothing that she could do about it. Nothing that she could do about it. I was like, if you don't, and this was before they even got married. I said, this man's mama told him. And I told my son he is not able to bring a white woman to my house. It ain't gonna be good for her. And then I got into a fight about that. They was like, how you gonna tell your son what to do? Like, you must love your son.
Whoa. Hold on. You talking about the same people of the Palestine thing looked at you sideways for saying that?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Of course. Okay. Yeah.
Of course. And I said, you know what I said? I said, if my son, no, I didn't put that in his head since he was like able to understand. I'm like 1 year old. I'm like, no white women. No. And I'm not saying this because like, oh, well, maybe they can be like, I don't want to gamble with my son's life. This is not a joke. Okay. They get my brothers and my uncles and my cousins and my daddies and all that shit. My people unalived. put on t-shirts, okay? And you think I'm about to sit here and say, man, maybe this white girl's a good one? No, I don't give a damn. She not about to be my son ain't been no test dummy for no white woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting I have one son, one black son, and I'd be damned if I don't continue my black lineage through. I'm sorry if I don't agree with what you say interracial. Please, if you miss me with that shit, like miss me with it, because I don't give a fuck. How you gonna go and date somebody who people literally had you hanging from trees, bro? Like you making babies with them? You literally loving up on them like they are like they're like these holy people. I will never understand how you can go and take a beautiful black queen like we are, like the black women we have. I mean, ain't nothing like a black woman. I say this every day. I ain't gay or nothing like that, but if I was, sheesh, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing like a black. I mean, the bodies, the color, the smell. Like, we just smell good. Like, we just smell good. Like, I never smelled a white person that didn't smell like pennies or wet dog. I ain't never, and I don't give a fuck. Don't let it rain. It just comes to their skin. Like, I swear to God. And I mean, black women are just like so superior to me, and I don't care what anybody say, but to go from that and then go to a white tea woman who literally will call the police on you and have you unalive is beyond me. How do you do that? How do and it's more of black men that do it than black women. And it's disheartening because it's like they'll not only will they date white women, they will talk bad about black women while they're with that white woman. It's like, if you're gonna do it, do it. But why are you bringing down your own people that look like your mama, your sisters, and your cousins and all that? Why would you ever go and talk shit? I didn't see lives like this where they were like, oh, well, I can wear box braids and all this and that and this and that. That's because this black man is allowing you to come up here and say the N-word, allow you to wear them box braids, talking about you can do what you want to do, baby. Yeah, okay. And then what's going to happen to you? She's going to call the police on you. Y'all never make it. They never make it in a relationship. They always end up breaking up, and they still go to a racist white man to raise their black kids with. And then guess what? Them kids come out confused, dazed and confused. Period. I'm sorry. I just had to get to some real black.
Nah, you had to let that out, sister. You ain't did nothing wrong.
I was like, I need to go to some real blackness. I saw you was live. I was like, let me go ahead and tell him, because I know he gonna understand. Because I mean, it's becoming more and more evident that we are living amongst the time where a lot of black people are influenced by the great white hype. You know what I'm saying? The great white hope is what I would say too. And it's sad because it's like they don't care. When I say they don't give a damn about us, I mean, when have they? I mean, we've been here for how long? How long have we been in this country? How long have we been on this soil? And we are literally still asking for the same simple shit from them. Asking, you know what I'm saying? They don't even have it in their fucking heart to be like, after slavery, be like, man, let's hook their asses up with some shit because we just did them wrong for 400 years. They was like, how about we just go ahead and segregate them and do Jim Crow on their ass? And then let's lock their ass up and get them to be our slaves still with the 13th Amendment. And they want to sit here and tell me that we delusional. We ain't no oppression today. The oppression that you don't see is the oppression you don't want to see. You know it's there. You know it's there. Your ass know, and you white and you think that it's not. You know it's real. You know it's real. You know we out here getting redlined. There's rules against it. There's laws against it. There's also laws against unaliving people. People still do it. People still do it. People still do it, and they gonna continue to still do it, like they do with the redlining. I know our neighborhoods are underfunded for their schools because they go off the taxes. Why is it that our schools got to be based off of taxes? Because they want to get us from schools to the prisons. They don't want us to go from schools to college or to better like careers and shit like that. They want us to go and work for them as slaves. Period. The 13th Amendment.
Right.
And that's just what it is. And for you to go lay with these mugs is like, I would never understand. I would never
raise that young man. The way
he right here too.
Said, because
he right here too.
Yeah, because
he's right here.
A lot of brothers that end up in those situations just didn't have that voice. They didn't have somebody to teach them that. They had television to teach them that You
That's
know,
what's beautiful. That's what's
yeah,
beautiful.
right, exactly.
And
So
I
yeah.
and it's sad because I tell my son every day, ain't nothing like a black woman out here, baby. Ain't nothing. And when I tell you, ain't nobody gonna love you like me, and people that look like me, I mean that, baby. Ain't nobody gonna love your black ass but me and people that look like me.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to say black ass like that. I'm just being funny, but like, no, for real though. Like, ain't no white woman gonna love your ever the essence of you like a
Hmm.
black woman will.
Not at
We
all.
we love we love black men. I love black men's essence, their aura, their smell, their strength. I love everything that everything they come off, like everything about them. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like us on this planet, and that's why people strive so hard to keep us down because they know 1 ounce of power, which we don't even want. We ain't even asking for power. We're asking for equality. We asking for equity.
Right.
That's even a problem. And you think that you can lay down with these people and you go some magically somehow become one of them?
Right.
No, you are one of the fools. You're
Mm.
one of the fools who they gonna laugh at because you're so dumb. Hey, put your helmet on. Sorry, my son trying to write his.
Yeah.
Put your helmet on, please. Thank you. I just don't. I don't. I would never understand the sellouts. I mean, God bless their souls. I mean, they sold it. They sold it because you
Hmm.
selling it as soon as you lay down with them, you didn't sold it, and
Hmm.
you could be redeemed. Maybe I don't know. You can be redeemed if you just come back. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
like,
some of them, I would say, Dr. Umar says there's a difference between a NEGRO and a C double O
mm-hmm,
N, right? The
mm-hmm,
C double
mm-hmm.
O N knows better and
Chooses.
like knows the facts, know what's going on, and
It
chooses
chooses it.
to do that. An
Yep.
NEGRO is someone that hasn't woken up yet,
Oblivious.
and
Oblivious.
so we gotta
And I and I and
understand
I
that
and I
we're
don't
born
and
to
I don't
something.
hate. Right.
Yeah.
I'm praying and hoping that I can reach one, teach one. I'm praying that I can reach one of if I have to because I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Minnesota. I dated a white dude before, and I was like what 19. I'm
Hmm.
36 now, and I promise you, the biggest like regret of my life was that like he wasn't even a bad dude. His family wasn't bad people, but I just knew that they were bad people. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like to be surface value, they were not bad people, but something about them I just felt was just bad. And I mean, I feel that way when I see them. Like I feel like their laughs and their smiles are so rooted in just devilish, like it's like devil like it's almost like a scary ass grin, but it's like they're
Hmm.
smiling at you, but it's like are they smiling or are they like I want to kill unalive you? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
I know
it's
what you
scary
mean
though.
too. That's
It's
funny.
scary though. Like how you
Yeah.
doing, buddy? I mean, I feel like they saying like you better watch yourself, buddy. Like they don't mean hi. They mean like look out. Like that's why when I see white people talking about woke, like you don't even know what woke is. We've been using woke for decades. And
Hmm.
woke meant to be on the stand up, I mean be on the lookout and on aware of your surroundings when it comes to pale people because
Yeah.
that is one of the reasons why they made up woke is because and they be like well woke means no you just know you think woke means black that's what you think it means.
Hmm.
It means to be aware and be safe and come home because we
Hmm.
have to worry about our black men and our black women coming home from being out in the society filled with white people. That's what woke means. So don't give me that shit that it means like oh you want us to like do that. No, it means for us to be safe and be aware. If you can't,
Right.
and they want to just switch it, just like they switch racism around. Like, no, your hurt feelings do not equate to racism. Sorry
Hmm.
that somebody called you a snow roach. Deal with it. We've been called the N word while being unalived. I think we won. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, but we live in America where only way we gonna have to go at it. And I think that time is coming faster than we think. I took my son to the shooting range, and I'm 10 toes in it. Like it's gonna happen. Like
Hmm.
because we're at the point where I'm at the point where I'm done talking and asking. You know what I mean? Because we've
Hmm.
been asking for so long. And the one thing that we don't, the thing that it makes me so mad is that we haven't even tried to do something like that yet. We haven't even went to that route. We just been marching and asking for shit, just being kind about it.
Yeah.
And we still will get hosed down and dog sicked on us
Mm-hmm.
and told us that we are Black Lives Matter. No, you took Black Lives Matter as an opportunity to come and destroy shit and make it seem like it was us that was doing it. I'm from Minnesota, and with George Floyd, I knew George Floyd. They said that that man was the kind. I swear to God, I know he was a bouncer at this bar I used to go to, and they said that he died from there was actually a black man who is like a super Trumper. Like he's just irritating. He gotta be like he's not too bright. But he was like, oh well, he unalived by drugs or whatever. And then he
Mm-hmm.
went on to say if he would have just complied, he'd still be alive. But which one is it? Did he unalive from that, or was it that dude's knee on his neck
Right.
for
Yeah.
8 minutes and some seconds? You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally at these like protests and all that stuff. And I promise you, there was nobody breaking into buildings. There was nobody doing none of that. When it started happening is when the other side brought their little agents in. Cops burned down their own police station over on Lake Street. They did that
Mm-hmm.
on their own. I promise you they did. Because we were not doing none of that. But once they saw like the stuff firing, all that, people were like jumping on cars and stuff and police cars. Yeah. Who get I'm sorry, F a police car. This man is gone
Yeah.
forever. You can get another police car. We ain't get another like George Floyd. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they don't value our lives as they value a goddamn car or a building.
Yeah.
They think that building is more important than our lives. That's how you
Well,
know.
that's because the police were created to protect property, not people.
White people, yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah.
And we were property, and
And
we
we
were
were the property,
property.
right? Yeah.
That's the whole reason cops are even formed. They gave the Irish, and Irish people always sit up here and say they were slaves. Even Ireland was like, don't use us, motherfucker. We know y'all wasn't. We
Mm-hmm.
know y'all wasn't slaves. And they will still push that. Like, even so, even if you was slaves, what are you saying? Why are you coming at me like, oh, well, we were slaves too? Okay, and we're
Mm-hmm.
not discrediting you like you discrediting us. You using that to discredit our struggle by saying, oh well, don't Irish people deserve reparations? Yeah, you got the police department, and you got to be assimilated with white people.
Mm-hmm.
You got your reparations. We ain't got nothing but more oppression. Like, let's be for real. But yeah, I'm sorry I went on a rant, but I just
Now you gotta let
these
it
people
out. Go
been
ahead, sister. We
these
ain't mad
people
at you.
been these people in the fire department. Thank you. These people
Mm-hmm.
been pissing me off today because I'm just like, and it's black people that's doing this. It's not even these are all black lives I've been at. And
Yeah.
I mean I'm telling you, like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all up on this in this internet down to your people. Oh, like I just feel so it breaks my heart. Like, it breaks my heart that they
The
will do this
app,
to their own people.
the app is built for entertainment, and the app is not
Mhm.
built for black culture entertainment. It's built for
No,
this whoever is going to come into the room, whoever wants to pay
and
attention.
make people like, yep, be more popular, and
Right.
it's sad. And I could never, I don't give a damn. You could give me a million followers, and I gotta sell myself out. I would take my people over any amount. I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, like Candace Owens, now that bitch is trying to struggle to get back into the community. Now, bitch, stay over there. Stay
Yeah.
your black ass over there, and give what the real. Now she's feeling what they really feel about her. Now she feeling it, and it's like, we've been telling you, Candace, just because you thought you gonna marry and have babies with a white man, that you was gonna automatically become one of them. They will tell you eventually you are not a part of our community, bitch. Stay out of it. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you regardless, and it's so crazy to me that they will still tooth and nail fight for them to be a part of them. Like, I'm just like, and you would discredit, you would like shit on your own people for these people. It breaks my heart because it's like, who raised you? And most of
White
these people come
supremacy.
from real black ass families. I
White
don't get it.
white supremacy raised them. That's
Oh, for
indoctrination. That's all
sure,
that is. You know
for
what
sure.
it is, and that's the hard part. I was just talking about this cultural betrayal trauma is a type of trauma, psychological trauma that we get
Stockholm,
when
Stockholm.
someone in our group works
Mm-hmm.
adversarial to the interests of our group.
Mm-hmm.
So that's hard to watch.
It's so hard.
But yeah,
It
but at the
happens.
same time, understanding white tea supremacy, how it works. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing Dr. Neely Fuller
Yes,
Jr.
yes, yes.
Understanding how it works means that
Mm-hmm.
we have to also understand these people are gone.
They're
People
gone.
are gone by
Mentally,
default.
mentally,
By
mentally.
default. And everyone doesn't have the control,
Power.
the
Yep.
cognizance to fix that. So,
And I seen one of your posts when you said Stockholm syndrome, and I swear to God, I was trying to figure out what that was that they were, and that you and I came across your thing. And I was like, yes, because it is Stockholm syndrome. Ain't
yeah,
no way it's not. Ain't no way you are literally congregating and producing with the people who are aimed to destroy your whole group of
right.
people.
The purveyor
So
of,
it
of
has to be,
hostility in our community.
and
And that's
they're agents. They're agents
right.
for them.
Yeah, and that's what all of my videos. The secret
Are
trick
the bomb.
to
Are
my
the bomb.
videos is all of my videos are backed by some scholar's reference or a book. That
Mm-hmm.
video in particular is based on an interview with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing called "Black Man, White Woman." You can look it up on YouTube, where she breaks it down, and her word is she says that it's a form of psychosis. Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome, of course, is a form of psychosis.
Of
So
course.
she's saying, yeah, basically it's a form of a psychosis.
It is. It's like just like the house N word. Like they were
Hmm.
so caught up in being close to them that they always used to be like, okay, so there's another thing that I was watching. I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna go and look at my playlist. But it was a woman talking about how the house N word would always say, "We love our house, don't we, master? Like we
Yeah,
did a good job today, master. Like, oh, we because they want to
Malcolm X
feel
talk on that.
connected to them, because they want to feel like, oh, if I'm connected to them, then I'm not that the N word anymore. But they still are though, and they know they still are. But they're stuck. The psychosis, like you
Psychosis.
said,
Yeah.
will make
Hmm.
them believe that there's more to them than just being an N word. But in the reality, they're just that N word to them.
Right.
It is sad, and it's sad, and it's like embarrassing. Like I'd be embarrassed for them. Like you are embarrassing yourself for people who don't give two damns about you. And I mean it when I tell you, when a person tells me that when I see a black person on the news talking about they got unarmed by a police officer, and the first thing you say to me is like, well, what did he do? Or, well, what did he? We done with the conversation, because why does it matter if they were? I don't care if they was running at them. I don't care if they was throwing rocks at them. They are literally unarmed, and you want to take your power and unalive them and go home to your family, have dinner with your family while these people are burying they loved one. My
Hmm.
uncle in 2000, if you can look this up, his name was Alfred Sanders. And I was, oh my God. Can I just say this last part? Because this part is
All
going
right.
to piss
We
me
got
off.
more people coming up too.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I'll be real quick. So in 2000, my cousin Alfred Sanders was he's bipolar. He was unalived. He was shot 33 times by the Minneapolis Police Department,
Hmm.
and they literally executed him. And then we had a march to Sebastian's, which was like a black community center. And I was telling this story, and this black girl who was hosting the live laughed at my story and said that, oh, you're lying. And she went and got an article from the police, what the police said. But the neighborhood around him in that alley said that they were literally smoking and laughing while he was sitting in the car for
Hmm.
6 hours. We didn't see his body for 3 days. 3 days.
Hmm.
Like my cousin was awarded like $6 million from the death of my cousin, and
Wow.
he laughed at my in my face about this. I mean, it be all. I mean, I just
Yeah, we
it's crazy.
know. This is all the
Yeah.
symptoms. I'm telling you, this is all, the closer we get to cognitive consonance, basically the opposite
Mhm.
of cognitive dissonance,
Yeah.
and subconscious denial of how racism affects us.
Yeah.
I won't say the easier it becomes to digest these type of topics, but the more, I guess, expected the results become.
That's
And
how I'm becoming, because
you know what I'm saying?
because I used to cry. I used to cry about this a lot because I hated to see it. But
Yeah,
now I'm just like we're gonna have casualties, and I can't keep going to bat for people that literally will go behind my back to be a part of a community that don't like them. So I
right.
gave up, and I'm just gonna stick with the people that I know are with the shits, and if you not, then you got to move around from me. Like you got to get away from me
Hmm.
immediately.
I heard that. I heard that. I
Family or not,
appreciate you.
family or not, you got to go.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing all that with us, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate you, man. For real.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love your posts, everything. You're awesome.
Absolutely.
Keep
Appreciate
it
the
up. Keep
love.
it up.
All right. Uh, Sister Santiago, what's going on?
Hey, I just you know, like she was saying, I love your posts. I love, how you educate us on basically just the way everything is structured and it's so funny. I was literally in a conversation yesterday and I mentioned the Palestinians and everyone kind of lost it on me, but I was on a panel of African people from Africa and I felt so conflicted, right? And I just keep thinking about, and they mentioned the Congolese, which of course, I was disheartened about when I looked it up and found out about it, but I wasn't aware about it. And that's what they were saying. Like, it's not in the media. Like, I don't want to give any attention to they kept calling it the P word. They were like, don't even say the word on the platform. They were like, they don't. And then they said that they were racist, right? And which I've met Muslims, and being a Muslim, converting to Islam, and I mean, I just don't judge people in general, but I get what they were saying, obviously.
They were
But
saying Muslims are racist.
they were saying the Palestinians were racist.
Okay.
And they were like, they don't care about us. Why should we care about them? We're going to use this platform to speak about, the issues that we're having. And it just seemed, and I get it, but it just seemed so harsh because I'm conflicted because I feel like at the end of the day, we're all brown people and there's only one
Mhm.
system that's attacking us and bombing us, right?
All right. So I can let me help you untie a knot here, because I was conflicted in the same way, and only by doing my research did I understand some things. Hopefully, I can assist you with looking up some things for yourself to maybe kind of put uh, a black Afrocentric understanding to what is going on in the Middle East, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sister just down here was talking about the same topic, and she said when she mentioned the Congo in a pro-Palestine live, that they brought up what the Palestinians did. They made George Floyd murals and taught us how to get pepper spray out of our eyes with milk. I think we knew that before them saying that in 2020. I mean, we've been getting hit with pepper spray was literally invented for us, but
Right.
okay, but whatever. You will never hear or see, or you have never seen written down, or you have never seen a Palestinian leader ever condemn what goes on in Arab countries as far as slavery and modern day slavery in Arab countries of African descendants to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Saudi Arabia is number one on the World Slavery Index because slavery is a common thing. I have a brother in our Discord, link in my bio, b1initiative.org. He lives in Saudi Arabia. He
Mm-hmm.
tells me it's real. Like he knows people that work in these houses and that they don't get treated right. So you will hear Palestinians talk about how they have solidarity with you against Western imperialism and the white T man and Zionism. And those are our enemies too, because we're in the West. But you don't see that same solidarity towards your people when their cousins, their neighbors, and their community is the one with their foot on our necks. So that's number one. You've
Mm-hmm.
never seen someone with the social status or the popularity of Malcolm X, who was the leader of our movement. The one of the leaders, one of the people at the forefront of Black liberation worldwide, still made time to talk about Palestine. You will not see one of the leaders worldwide in the Palestinian community talking to their own community about Black oppression, because they had the slave trade set up way before the Europeans. When
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Chancellor Williams talks about the destruction of Black civilization, he starts with them. Even Palestine, what we now call Palestine, was once called the Ottoman Empire, which was home to the largest slave rebellion of East African people called the Zanj Rebellion. You can look it
Right.
up, Zanj. So they didn't even stop slavery, and especially their neighbor Egypt didn't even stop slavery until the 60s. What we now call Palestine didn't stop slavery, I think, until like the 50s. So uh, where's their reparations for the Afro-Palestinians? Where's the reparation? Why hasn't anyone in the Arab community asked for reparations from their brothers and sisters if they have so much solidarity? No, it's transactional. Whenever your enemy is my enemy, I'm your friend. But when your enemy is my people, nah, so we quiet. You know, we cool on that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's one part that makes it transactional. And then let's focus on humanity, right? Because we want to be humane. That's us as African people. We care. We have the most empathy. We see ourselves in all other people because we see the
Right.
likeness of all other people in ourselves. In a
Right.
room full of just black people, you will find somebody with a pointy nose. You will find someone with light eyes. You will find somebody with curly or straight hair. You will find all phenotypes within just our people. So when we look at them, we see humanity, we see our people, and we empathize. If you empathize with humanity and you want to do something that's the best for humanity, and let's say you even want to free the Palestinian people, understand that the Zionists derive their power to oppress Palestinian people from your people, from your continent, from slave labor, and from resources stolen from the Congo. The number one export in Israel is diamonds. 20% of their national GDP is diamonds. Israel people, you know what I'm saying? Israel people, number one export is stolen diamonds from the Congo. So if you want to free Palestine, all you got to do is speak up for the Congo and stop that oppression and speak up and raise awareness of that oppression of your own people. People that look like your cousin. What's going on in the Congo will start a domino effect that will free all of the people worldwide. And it doesn't just stop there. Haiti, Brazil, Libya, Sudan, you know, even South Africa, even here in America, freeing black people has always been beneficial for everyone on the racial hierarchy that's above us. When we fought for disability rights with Fannie Lou Hamer, everybody got disability rights. When we fought for LGBT rights, everybody. Don't forget a black man made gay marriage legal. Don't forget that the LGBT movement was started by black trans women. So any movement that we have done has always benefited everyone else. We don't have to worry or focus on anyone but ourselves. And you know, it's always best to be anti-imperialist, anti-Zionist. But when we start to hold black spaces for what's been the best interest of black people, and we start to put other people as the focus of the conversation, when you go into Palestinian space, you will not see them talking about slavery in Saudi Arabia, slavery and mistreatment of black people in Egypt. You're not going to see them talking about this. You're not
Right.
going to see them talking about your black behind in America either, unless it's something performative. But go in their space. Let us know how it goes in there, because
I have
it's hard
been.
to find a pro-black space today on the internet that is not with a Palestinian flag in their name and waving Palestinian flags. So all I'm trying to say is it's transactional, and if you want to do what's best for them, do what's best for yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, I did the deep dive. If you want some resources, sister, I could send you some. Um,
Please.
yeah, absolutely. There's lectures about, you know, ancient African civilization is where it starts. You know, our relationship with Arab people started a lot of it with slavery, not all of it. Specifically, West Africans kind of started with trade before slavery. Slavery happened, but it started kind of with trade,
Right.
then it led to slavery.
Hmm.
But yeah, you know, is something that they have never atoned for. They have never showed any remorse, regret, or anything towards. But when the white man is fighting with even though technically legally they are considered white, by the way, they're not considered brown. They're only brown when they want to be down. But on the U.S. Census, they actually begged to be white. A man came before the Supreme Court in like the early, I think it was the late 1800s, early 1900s. He went to the Supreme Court and said, because at the time Mongolian was a race, so they were saying they were Asian, right? They said Middle Eastern people are Asian, and he said he wanted to be white on the U.S. Census, and they said, no, you're not white, you're Mongolian. He said, I'm from where Jesus is from. So if you're saying I'm Mongolian, you're saying Jesus is Mongolian. And the Supreme Court judges decided that day that Middle Eastern people were white.
Mm.
You can look that up too.
Can I
How you
expound on
doing,
that,
brother?
brother Legend? Because
Uh,
what you just said, like hit the nail on
yeah,
the head.
yeah. Be sure, sister. There's more people though. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say, like, yeah, the blackness and people that they want black people help is because just like he said, when it's black people's problem, and well, when it's everybody's problem, black people always pave the way for their problems to be fixed. Except our problems are never fixed. It's always their problems that are fixed, and they use us because they know that we get shit done. Because after 400, 500 years, we've always came out on above and strive and like keep pushing forward. So they know who is the best people to go and get help from. Black people. And
Yeah,
they get their help just like the white women of the
we're
suffragette
numbers to
movement.
them. Yeah.
Yes, we're
And
not
what's funny
we're just
is
yeah.
what's funny is they're really saying, hold up, hold up, hold up. Y'all are treating us like some N-words. We ain't supposed to be treated like this.
Exactly.
That's really what they're
Exactly.
saying.
They say that
Because
all the time. No, they say
yeah,
that out their mouths. They're
right.
like, we
Because
ain't the N word.
there's black people in Africa getting treated worse than them for much longer, and you don't see them saying solidarity with the African Americans. We need y'all to come out for us, and like no, because we kind of understand we all got the same foot on our neck. But the Palestinians were reaching out because they're like, whoa, whoa, y'all are treating us like them.
Damn,
Like
like help us, help us.
we not
Y'all know
supposed to
how
be
it
treated
is,
like this.
right? You know how it is. Black people help us out. Like
Hey,
it's sick. It sickens me because like you gonna sit here and have a live about free Palestine, nigga. Free, I'm sorry. Oh,
You
I'm
good?
sorry,
You
bro. Free Africa. Free
good.
Africa from the hands of colonizers and destruction. And man, I okay, I'll yield on that.
All
I
right,
can't. But
appreciate
everything
you,
you said
sister.
was right.
how you
Yeah,
doing? How you doing,
absolutely.
brother Legend?
Hey, Big Mike,
I just
give
want
us
to thank.
your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 48 years old, and I'm a colored man from New York City.
All right, you're new, so I'm gonna let you go first. But peace, sister Kit Kat. I'm coming to you. Coming to you next. All right.
You're good. Take your
All
time.
right.
I'm an activist in the movement against police brutality and all injustices, and oppression to our people, right? And in New York right now, the Palestinians are by the thousands, right? And they contacted me and said, listen, we need you to come out. I said, absolutely not. So they said, why? They're oppressing you like they're oppressing us. I said, well, wait a minute. Let's go back to 2020. When I was out there fighting the police in DC, in New York, in Minnesota, in Atlanta, in Oregon, where we are? Y'all was watching this stuff from the TV. Y'all wasn't coming out supporting us. We reached out to all nationalities, and nobody came out to support black people. I think that black people Americanized colored people. I don't want to say black because we're not black, but Americanized colored people will go ahead and get themselves involved with just about anything without truly knowing the meanings and the definitions behind the things that they getting themselves involved with. The things that you said just now was right on, and before colored people get themselves involved with other people's gripes and oughts, we have to first take care of our situation, and our situation is not taken care of. Back in the 60s, it was about jobs and what? justice, right? We're still talking about that right now. We're still trying to get an equal share in what is supposed to be due to us. We can't claim any type of retribution, because in order for us to do that, we have to be a nationality. We have to first claim a flag. We have to first claim that this is who we are. This is the entity that we're under. This is just what I believe. It's my opinion. You know what I mean? So my thing is that I think that we're the most forgivingest race of people out of all other races, and we totally negate the things that we should be fighting for as second-class citizens here in this country, to go ahead and help push somebody else's agenda. And I'm just totally against that.
I heard that. That's fast, brother. Yeah. I don't know if colored is the word, but I appreciate your intention behind using that word. And absolutely, it's performative at best. You know, I like you said, humanity, all races, all people, we want them free. Absolutely. That is great. And in my quest to free humanity, I got to start with those that have been treated the least humane. I have to start with those that have been treated with the most inhumanity in order for me to free everyone else that is treated more humane. I got to go to the bottom of the barrel and start helping the brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, even Palestinian people, like I said before, have participated in slavery, have participated in segregation, have participated to this day to a modern form of slavery, and still are the purveyors of anti-blackness in their own community. So, where's
Can I ask you a quick question?
yeah.
I spoke to Al Sharpton a couple of years ago, and Ben Crump, right? And I told him, I said, listen, we need to go ahead and bring some awareness to what's going on. We need to abolish the 13th Amendment, that basically this country is telling us that we fall back into slavery if we're convicted of a crime, right? And we need to do something. Let's raise some awareness. You know what Ben Crump told me? And I want to ask you, why did he say this? He said it's not beneficial to do that right now. Why do you think he said that?
Because I don't know why he might have said that. Because Ben Crump is not someone I would trust. Because he's he's a believer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he believes that he can change the conditions of Black people, or at least mitigate some of our circumstances through the white man's law. But the reason I would say that's not beneficial is because no matter how we change the rules of the game, they're still going to cheat anyway. According to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, their goal behind the way that they've set up their law is to keep us oppressed, to keep their foot on our necks. We can change the rules all we like. They're going to find a new 13th Amendment. They're going to find a new way around it. As long as they continue to have the same fear that one day the world won't look like them anymore. The one day there will be no more white people. They're afraid of that, even though that's the natural state of humanity. That's the natural state of the world. For most of human history, 2/3 of human history, we know that everyone was in Africa, and only up until 6,000 years ago, there's no evidence of the white's phenotype. So it's natural for everyone to be Black. They're afraid that that's going to happen, and that's kind of why they have to fight nature in everything that they do. They have to fight nature, like in
The sun.
capitalism.
I agree
The
with you,
sun.
and I feel like that's why they don't want this discussion and these courses on critical race theory, because they feel like people are going to be educated enough and be able to form allies, right? And so it's going to cause like a diverse set of people awareness about our treatment and everything and how the system functions. And I feel like they truly feel that even the best whitey people, right? They feel like what's going to happen is the system would be dismantled. And then because they're barbaric by nature and that's how they think, they think in order for us to have our freedoms and equality, we will have to oppress them. I truly
Right.
feel like they don't see that we could dismantle the system and just create equality for
No,
everyone.
no, no, no. They're right. No, no, no. They're right. We're going to have to, well,
So
not oppress them, not oppress them,
take
but
over.
they're going to see it as oppression because,
They're afraid of being oppressed. I've
right,
seen them say that.
Equality to them is oppression.
right,
Equalness is
yeah,
oppression.
Oh,
exactly.
girl, that was deep.
That's what they no.
That was
That's what I was
deep,
saying. Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
For real.
To
Because
them,
they
losing
felt so
privilege is oppression.
superior for so long. If we had equal rights, they would feel oppressed. And it's crazy because usually they're the most mediocre people. You know, they get rewarded for being so mediocre
Rudy,
in
have you ever seen a white
comparison.
person get pulled over and they say, "How dare you pull me over? Who do you think you are? I don't deserve
I've
this.
seen it.
I am racist."
I've
That's
seen
because
it,
they feel
girl.
like they
I have
should
seen
not
it.
be pulled
I
over.
cannot.
Exactly, because they feel like they are above what the fuck we are
And you're just shocked
accustomed
how
to.
entitled they are. Like,
Exactly.
and almost I felt like this. I don't want to say I just envied the fact that they didn't. That the person who was snapping, and I was terrified. She was yelling at the police, but just that not having to live in fear. Like she was in no way, feeling that her life was going to be threatened or taken away from her.
Hell no. Oh,
Mhm.
they be cussing the cops out. They be like, "Man, I will beat your ass if you do not let me go." They be like, "Okay, ma'am, calm down." I'm like, it must be nice because I seen Philando Castile have, and I knew him too. He was in St. Paul or Venice Heights, which is a suburb of St. And I knew Philando. He had a license to carry. He was a good man. I'm telling you, like that broke my soul when I saw that on the Facebook Live. I saw it on Facebook Live. His girl,
Oh,
Diamond,
I've seen that.
posted that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and he had a license to carry. He told this man, "I'm about to grab my license to have this weapon. Okay, I'm not grabbing nothing else." He's like, "Watch me," and he dumped on him 7 times while there was a
Yeah.
baby in the back seat. A baby. When I say she ain't no older than like 2 or 3, and this man is like doing oh, I don't want to start crying, but this man did everything right, everything by the book,
Yeah.
and he lost his life that day because he
Ain't
did
no
everything right.
ain't no book that's going to humanize us in the context of white supremacy. Ain't no book for
Exactly.
that. Ain't,
So
And he wasn't even a white man. He was like more of a, but he still
it
was
don't
part
matter.
of white supremacy.
He's an agent
Exactly.
of, yeah. He's a purveyor of it. He's going to
Just like the black
perpetuate
cop. How the fuck
it.
you be a cop? There was a black cop when George Floyd died, and he was standing there. How the hell do y'all stand there and watch this man bleed out the mouth, crying
Stockholm
for his dead
syndrome.
mom? Man, I
Isn't
don't.
isn't that what you were teaching about earlier? The Stockholm syndrome and their
Mhm.
Yep.
proximity to whiteness and feeling safer because and of course they're gonna uphold that system, but I feel like that's a whole conversation and topic that we should have because I truly want to understand the mindset of Black people who, when they get a little bit of resources or they get a decent job, but it's literally crumbs. How they disassociate with Black people and they talk down on Black people. Like I see it all
Sounds
the
like you need to look
time.
up crest theory and you need to look up the ISIS papers. Have you looked that up before?
You
No,
said it
you
one more
said
time, brother.
crest
Let me
theory and
start
the
to write it
ISIS
down.
papers.
Yeah, crest theory, CRESS,
Hmm.
Crest theory. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is her name.
Okay.
She's going to explain to you all these questions. If you
And you
want,
know what?
that's the intermediate level. She waters it down. If y'all want to
Right.
go the advanced level, but I wouldn't recommend the advanced level unless you're psychologically ready because it's really
It's a mind.
I
It's a
got in
mind thing.
trouble. I got in trouble from one of my elders for recommending the advanced version before, because when people aren't ready, it could really it's a real deep dark look at racism, and
Okay.
some of us
Can I
aren't
get
ready
that
to
one more
see it.
time? One more time. The name.
Yeah, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing.
Dr. Francis
Frances, Frances. Fran-
CES. Okay.
yeah, like France with an S at the end. Frances
Yep.
Cress,
Wilson.
CRESS,
And it's
and
called crest theory.
yeah, Cress theory. Yeah. So
And you know
So
what?
you said
You
there's
had a
two
post.
versions.
the
Chris
other
Wilson.
brother, the brother that taught Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, The reason I say Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is more palatable, she was actually a professor at Howard. She, has a lot of lectures. It's more palatable. It's like it's easier to understand. She breaks it down. Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. was her mentor. Neely, Neely, Fuller, Fuller, like Full House Fuller. So Neely Fuller was her professor, and he wrote a textbook on racism back in I think the 1960s, 50s. But yeah, he wrote a textbook on racism. But you can look up some of his talks. His interviews are very enlightening. But like I said, you gotta be psychologically ready. It's
So
because
did it like expound on like a level of self-hate or
he's gonna tell you unapologetically all right, Neely Fuller built the framework of us looking at racism as a system. So anyone that says systemic racism got it from him. And like his whole framework is built on logic and reasoning. Like that's it. No emotion.
Okay.
So it's just logic. And because it's so logical, it hurts. Like it's hard to listen to. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. But Francis Cress Welsing uses his framework to explain to us the root cause of racism. What psychologically, she was a psychologist. So she says she psychoanalyzes white supremacy and tells us where it comes from and why it perpetuates itself the way it does. So
I got a question. I got a question, Brother Legend. So, I seen one of your posts where you said something about the football thing. You know, like how, um, uh, I always said this about how I feel like, football and any other kind of, professional sport is another form of slavery. And just because they getting paid, it's like paid to do what? To be an entertainment piece for white people. They are entertainment. Like they are literally getting CTE to entertain white people. And I always felt like, okay, like where do where do um where do we go from, where do we, like what do we do to try to get people to understand that we are more than their entertainment? Like I always felt like we was always entertainment for them, like like the shookers and jivers and the tap dancers and the, what I'm saying, like the people that would be like we're amusement to them. And once we are not nothing more than amusement to them, then they go get the next black man that's or black woman that's going to be amusement to them. But they will always degrade us in the process, because if they were not degrading us, we would own these football teams, we would own these stadiums. We don't own nothing but the jersey. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
I
mean,
I, I
isn't
just
that a form of psychological warfare, making us feel
I
like
think
we're
so.
only good enough to entertain them because they're so superior?
Yes, I feel that way. I feel that is
Yeah, and
biblical.
then now it's become a thing where it's monetized, so we're making money for them, and that's fine. Okay, I'll throw you some crumbs, right? I'll let, because I mean, when you look at artists at this point, but any type of any the research I've done, anytime a black artist or a couple of black artists have tried to band together to start their own distribution companies, they unalive them. Point blank,
Mm-hmm.
period. They're all unalived. So,
Michael
and
Jackson.
that would be the key
Overthrow.
to black artists being able to actually create some generational wealth from the entertainment that they're doing, right? But they're not going to allow them to do that. They're only going to allow them to entertain to the extent that it's beneficial for them, because it's
Mm-hmm.
always inherently like in the back of their minds,
Why can't why
I
can't
mean,
black
I
people
just
be
feel
free?
like they just never intended for us to be free, and
That's
they
why I
are
don't
never gonna give us an opportunity to be their equals.
that's
So
why
in the system, it seems it's just like no matter, you see this across the board. And I hate when people talk about, they're starting to see new developments, and I've just been hearing diversity inclusion. I'm just so sick of hearing the phrase diversity inclusion, and when I'm
they don't even
interviewing
know
for
what it
positions,
means.
I've
They
just
don't
been
even know what it
hearing
means.
it so much. It's like propaganda now. It's a joke,
Mm-hmm.
right? They want to give us the illusion that we're, that they're allowing diversity inclusion for us to keep generating income for them, but not enough for us to be able to develop, our own communities and grocery stores and banks and schools, and actually have, financial and economic freedom from them.
Hmm. Absolutely.
One of the
Yeah.
most one of the most poignant things you just said was allow. Allow. They
I mean, that's just
allowed.
the truth. We
No,
don't
no,
That
no.
we don't
I'm just
even let they
saying.
allow
But
us
it's
to do it, and
crazy
that's
that we
real.
have
And
to
if you
say
don't
they
believe that,
allowed us to do
no,
shit.
that's what you just said is in the Crest theory. That's both of them, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, is that now this is where this is on the advanced level. This is what I'm talking about. In the context of racism, white supremacy, anything a black person does is at the behest of white supremacy and white people.
Hmm.
So anything that we do is controlled by white supremacy. It's like there's nothing, no
Everything.
choice. There's no choice. Like we can't even love each other. I just made a video about this. According to Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., there's no such thing as black love. Now, I understand that two black people can be in love, and black love can be redefined as a revolutionary act in a hostile environment where two black people coming together has always been, attacked, right? Like even since the plantation, black men and black women have not been able to come together. They would trade us off, send one to this plantation, another one that. They didn't want us to form family groups because then we would have an allegiance to each other, right? Because if someone hurt your husband, you might go unalive massive because so you care about your child, you care about your husband, the man care about his wife. We always talk about how black men don't protect black women, but do we know the reason why? Historically, it has always been dangerous and for black men to protect black women. They've unalived black men, just as much as they've R-worded black women. But we can get to that another time. What I'm saying is, when it comes to us saying that they allow, that's actually correct.
Hmm.
Everything that we do is
They
what they
allowed it.
allow. Anytime you see a black billionaire, he is rich
They allowed
or
it.
she is rich because they have allowed it. That's usually why they have a white wife, because they
Hmm.
will allow it when you show some type of
allegiance.
allegiance to
Right.
white patriarchy in some way. You have to
And I feel
show.
like behind
Yeah.
every black billionaire or like multi-millionaire, there is somebody who has done some horrible framework, right?
Horrible.
Like
Horrible.
oppressing and disenfranchising black people. I feel like
The
because there was
richest.
There's no
something I
good
was reading
billionaire.
about
There's no
when
good
Jay.
billionaire.
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
There's
There's
no
no
good
good billionaire.
billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's when I see that, I'm not even, and I hate to say it, but when the veil is lifted, it's lifted, and there's nothing you can do about it because you see the hypocrisy behind it all, right?
Yeah. The richest black man on earth is a
Is not really
Nigerian billionaire that sells oil from Nigeria, resources from Nigeria to
to white
Europeans.
people. To
Yeah.
white people.
I just
May I
don't
ask you a
believe that
question?
in
Can I ask
any
you a question,
circumstance.
brother legend? I just want to ask you one question because I think about this every day, and it brings like tears to my eyes. Do you ever just sit there and wonder like why us? Like why are we these the people like that are just like so not sorry.
I know. Francis Cress Wilson tells you why. This is why I gave y'all her name, so y'all can look her up. The ISIS Papers is her book. She literally, that's all she's about. Is she going to tell you exactly why? So you're not
It
confused.
hurts. It
I feel
hurts.
like it's because we're decent. We were raised in a
We are
climate where
no,
we
we're not
weren't
just decent, we're
starving.
gods.
We
We
had
are
everything we
elite.
needed. We weren't starving for resources. And I really truly feel like they came from a colder climate and they were
No, they came
starving.
from
And
aliens. They're not
psychologically,
human.
it created a completely different type of human being.
All right,
They're
so
not human beings.
the
They're
book that
not human
explains
beings.
what she just the book that explains what Tootie just said is by Michael Bradley. It's called Iceman Inheritance.
I read that one.
Iceman Inherit. You read that?
Some of it. I didn't read all of it.
Okay,
I'm still
so but
I
reading
yeah,
it.
but that
download I
explains
downloaded
how.
it to read, but I never read it.
I'm
Yeah,
still
that
reading They Were
explains
Her Property. I'm still reading
that
They Were Her
explains
Property.
how the environment in Europe created the psychology of white people. Like
I feel
They're
like
not
it's a
real.
hodgepodge of things. I feel like it's not just the environment, it's other various different things though. I mean,
They're
I
not real
you got to
people.
read the book, and you'll see
okay.
what I'm talking about.
They're
Let me
not real
go. There's,
people.
there's more people up here, y'all. We gotta let somebody else get a chance to speak. I appreciate both of y'all, lovely sisters, having this conversation with me. I feel like people listening can learn a lot from what we were talking about. The name of the book by Michael Bradley is Iceman Inheritance. You can check that out. It dives deep into the psychology of Europeans and the reason why they lack so much humanity. Um, Sister Kit Kat, what's going on?
Hey,
Peace, sister.
about to sorry. I came up to answer these questions, but ain't nobody talking about these questions.
Yeah, we done going all off topic.
So
Go ahead,
I was
talk to
like,
us. Go ahead,
y'all
answer.
just get down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just run through it real quick. So, can black and white peacefully coexist? Absolutely not. Um, I think it's impossible for us to coexist peacefully, right, with our oppressors, right, with people who literally have been unaliving us for centuries and continue to do so. And then I was about to, I don't know what to call them, but the ones now, um, they're still benefiting off of it, and it just doesn't make any sense. Um, it does say culture, but I really don't know what YT culture is, so we gonna move past that.
Yeah.
Are interracial relationships harmful? I believe they can be. We were having a conversation earlier with the sister at the bottom about how dangerous it could be to um, to date YT people specifically. I'm gonna say, um, especially the women. They definitely are good at weaponizing their tears and different things like that. But I mean, not only that, I think from like a more of a pro-black perspective, or a perspective where you are trying to focus on our issues and prioritize them and uplift our own community, which I think we should be focusing on instead. It's kind of a distraction, which again can still be harmful. And what is a pro-black ally? I don't know, because I you gotta be black, right, to be pro-black. So in that case, you wouldn't really be an ally. You would just be pro-black. So I don't think that's a thing. Um, So that's it. I don't know why Miss D is laughing so much at these comments. um, but yeah, that's it. I just
All
want
right.
to
Well,
say,
thank you, sister, for answering that. Definitely gonna get the A+. As far as interracial relationships being harmful, we, according to Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., love and justice are one and the same. You can't have one without the other. So you cannot have love without justice. And until we have justice, we cannot have love. That being the case, we cannot uh, have a loving relationship with the purveyor of injustice. Like, it doesn't work that way. The people that perpetuate injustice onto our community cannot have a loving relationship with us. In fact, even we as Black people, um, our love is based on a mechanism of survival. So that being the case, it's best to look at each other, Black men and Black women that are in a loving relationship, as comrades, because we've chose to battle oppression together. When you look at it that way, you can look at brothers and sisters in interracial relationships as traitors, right? Because if we are prisoners of war and we are in a war that has gone on for 6,500 years, 6,500 years, y'all can look that up. Dr. Chancellor Williams, Destruction of Black Civilization. We are in a war, then the Black woman is my comrade. If I were to go and try to be comrades with the enemy or the person that is the purveyor of injustice, then I would be a traitor. That's mutiny. So, just something to think about. Sister D, what's going on?
Hello, 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 and welcome. I was laughing because Kit Kat said, "What are those?"
I figured. I was like,
But I was all I could do is laugh because I got to climb. But hold on, let me do this real quick.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I want y'all to come on and clap your hands. I need you guys to put the fist in the chat. It's Brother Love here. Put the fist in the chat and tap the screen. Tap, 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 power, tap that screen. I'm here for the black men, all the brothers that are ready to stand up and say, Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Brother Love, move out the way. Oh, excuse me. It's Crown here. This is Olivia. I was wondering. I know y'all said black men and black women only, but I'm here. I took a bath today. But anyways, Olivia, move, get yours. Oh, anyways, hey you guys, welcome in. I need you guys to tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap. Power, tap that screen. Share the live. Invite your friends, your frenemies. Invite your gosh darn enemies. But most importantly, we need you guys to subscribe here and on Twitter. With Big Bro Legend and here with Brother Legend. You guys make sure that we're getting subscribed. And actually, you guys are adding and becoming part of b1initiative.org. Are you a part of the community? Are you building with us? Have you heard of Sankopopedia? Do you know what's going on? Black people building together for the future. You guys make sure that you're also, if you're not subscribed and you don't have time, bring in a donation. Look above. $ bring down Babylon. Send $1, send $2, send 10,000. Hey, every little bit helps. But at the end of the day, I'm tapping out, you tap up, and y'all remember, Black queens forever, so nobody's never.
Appreciate you, Sister D.
I swear it gets better every time.
Yeah, she getting good at that. Well, yeah, y'all.
Can I ask you a question, Brother Legend?
Yeah, what's up?
Are you familiar with the million and billionaires that were in the plane crash, the African million and billionaires?
Yeah, I remember that.
So they were supposed to be trying to create like a current like a uniform currency for Africa to help stabilize the economy. And allegedly, you know, well, they were just unalived in a plane crash. And it reminded me of the Titanic story with the businessmen that were against starting the treasury system, and then all of them conveniently were unalived in the ship crash.
Wow.
Do you
What's your
think
question?
there's any strategicness about how they were unalived in this plane crash, and if it was because they were trying to do something productive for Africa?
Well, I would say it's possible. You know, I don't know the specifics on the circumstances that you just named. I know that the people that were unalived in that crash were owners of a bank, I believe.
Yeah.
So I look at that as a traitor already, because you know, but I don't know if they had plans to, you know, fight the system. But I know the system made them rich.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I hear the term black billionaire, I think traitor already. But as far as that system where it's an African currency to stabilize an African economy, that's already going forth right now. If you want to check it out, Burkina Faso is a good place to look. The Sahel region of Africa, they're doing some revolution. There's a whole revolution going on. They're calling it the African Renaissance. There's a lot of awakening on the continent right now. I'm hoping that my channel can help bring awareness to that. But yeah, brothers and sisters on the continent are doing what brothers and sisters here technically can't. We can't create our own economy here. Every time black people have tried to create a competing economy in America,
It's been
we're
destroyed.
we're taken out, right? Like that's the reason D rugs is illegal. You know, cocaine. You know what I'm saying? It's illegal because it competes with the U.S. economy. at one point in the 80s, so many people were doing cocaine that it had become almost a currency. It was outselling the U.S. dollar because basically it could have become a competing dollar, and that's the reason why they had the war on drugs, because white tea folks was not about to let that happen. So, you know, it happened with Gaddafi, happened with Patrice Lumumba. Like, you know, we can get into it. It's happened
Yeah,
multiple
yeah, I
times.
saw that it happened with Gaddafi, and they were
Yeah,
like calling him a terrorist and all of that, but really he
right.
was just trying to help the African economical
He
structure.
did help. He
Well,
did
yeah.
help, and
He
then
did
they
help.
destroyed all of that. Yeah.
I got a
God.
question too. So
Mhm.
when you spoke on like how we are there's no like benefits of us when it comes to white tea Americans or white tea people at all, across everywhere.
No
It
benefits. What do you mean?
like not benefits. Sorry. No, like what's the word? Not benefits. No, can't think of the word. Sorry, I can't think of the
Privilege
word.
or
Not benefits. Not benefits because there's not benefits. There's no benefits from it. I meant like um no like like leadway, no like you know what I'm saying,
Stability?
like there's no getting around them and their hatred, like not
right?
benefits, but like there's no way that we could ever coexist kind of thing. i
Yeah.
feel like I feel like, do you agree? Because I full on agree that we cannot, when people say segregation,
Oh, be
I
careful
think
on
we should never
TikTok
been
saying that
integrated.
word. They don't like that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So when they say together or whatever,
yeah.
I feel like no, it should be not. You know what I mean? I feel like, do you feel like that was a very big detriment to our community, was becoming that way?
It's like I was saying to Big Mike. No matter how we change the rules, the circumstance is always going to be the same. Whether we stayed, first of all, we never integrated. That never happened. We
Right. That's what I
de
said.
we de-aggregated. We never
Hmm.
integrated. If we integrated, they would have invited us into the banks, into the housing market. They would have invited. It would have been, oh, we're all equal now. Come on in. It would have been, let the money rain down. Let everybody get some money. Like it, no integration. That never happened. We
Right.
de-aggregated. You know what you said. Separation is a completely different topic. You know, separation is what
That's what I mean.
happens when you ever see a Jason movie or Halloween.
Yes. Yes.
You know, Freddy Krueger, he chasing after a woman, she's separating. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's different. You know, we, in the context of white tea supremacy, we're not, what you said, S aggregation is when you create a barrier to resources, not
Right.
just separation. It's when you create a barrier to where we're going to keep all the good resources on this side, and y'all can
Right,
get the
but you got to
empty.
still come over there. You got to still come over there and get the resources from us. So
Right.
we're never
So
going to be away from you.
exactly.
Hmm.
So that's what S aggregation is. When it comes to separation, that's liberation. That's us getting away
Yes.
from the oppressor. So that's why there were some ups and there was some grass is greener type of, you know, good and bad on when we were separated at that time during segregation. And then now, you know, there's good and bad this way. But either way, we was always going to get the same result because the same people have the same focus on not having us compete with them. They're going to make sure by all means that does not happen. So
You think we deserve reparations?
deserve and deserve
Oh,
and
oh,
fighting for or asking for are two different things. But deserve,
we're old.
absolutely.
I think we're old. I think we're
We're owed
old.
it, but we shouldn't be asking for it.
We should never ask for it. And if you have to ask for it, it's never
It
going to
was
happen
not
for you.
real. Exactly. That's what Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. says.
And it's sad when I see people, and it's not sad because I get where they're coming from, where they're like, we need to be compensated. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, there's no way that America will ever atone for the atrocities that has been committed against us. Never. Because they don't even want to recognize that it even happened. They want to sugarcoat everything that they've done to us. They want to always say like there was a black people that owned slaves or black people sold people into slavery. We know for a fact y'all wrote that shit to get y'all hands to be less in the shit that it is. We know this. I'm not stupid when you tell me that, oh, black people own slaves. I guarantee you there was not even probably 5 people that were black that owned slaves. They were cattle. We were cattle.
All right.
You
See,
telling me
this
you
is
gonna let a
again.
black person?
This is what they're complaining when they say black people own slaves. They're talking about black people that would buy back their own family members.
Family, yes.
So, first of all, that's number one. Number two, when they say Africans sold us, when
They
when
stole us.
when a salesman is selling something, for example, the Girl Scouts, when they come to sell you cookies, they show up on your doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go in there to go buy some cookies,
That
you're gonna
means you
be
was
buying.
buying.
You see what
It
I'm
means
saying?
you was buying. You was
So
buying.
right. So they came to Africa. They was there to buy. You understand?
Period.
We
Why are
didn't
you
go
from
to
all the
them
way
to
from here though?
sell. Right. So we didn't come up with this system. They came up with the system. The problem was we had prisoners of war because we didn't see each other all as one people. You know,
Right, just like any other country, any other
right,
continent. Like
right,
the Europeans fight, the English fought with the Irish,
right.
like that. But they don't look at it as like, oh, white on white crime. They look at us as like no, we are a whole. That's a whole continent. There's different tribes, different people. Like even the indigenous people, they fought with each other too. People fight. It's natural. It's a thing of power, whatever the case may
Right.
be. But for you to sit here and say that, try to take the blame off of y'all to put it on us, ain't no way that these black people knew that they was about to come over here and be treated the way that y'all was treating them, because they even said that. They said that
So
they
now
thought they
look.
were coming over here to do something
So now
different.
look. Somebody comes to your doorstep, knocks on
Hmm.
your door, and
With a
tells you,
pew
"Look,
pew,
yeah, with a pew pew," and says, "Either you sell me your neighbors."
or we take all of you.
Oh no, no, wait. This is what they did. Right, pretty much. Either you sell me your neighbors, I will give you this pew pew, and you go over there and use it to sell me your neighbors, or I will give them the pew pew, and they will
Let's
sell
give
you.
you.
So which one you want to do? And so basically, like the movie Saw, like people that say that shouldn't watch the movie Saw because they're probably going to
Hmm.
see a. They're probably going to say they did it to themselves. You know, I don't know if you ever seen Saw, but they
I love it. I love the movie.
he
Yeah.
never touched him though. He
He
never
never
touched him,
touched them.
but he
Hmm.
created the environment that
The
made it.
scenario,
Yeah, that put them in that. So basically, that's what white supremacists did was
and,
they
and then
created the
they
environment to
try to
where
throw those
human
stones.
bodies would be owned as property.
Property. When I tell you, I saw a thing because my family's from Arkansas. When I tell you, I saw like a paper from like the 19, I mean not 1918, like it was like 1830s or something. It was literally like it was like, oh, cattle for sale, and they had pigs, cows, chickens, and black people. I'm not even. I mean black people, and they want to sit here and say that we own. I'm telling you right now, if it kills me that a simple apology, the easiest thing to do, but they apologize for different countries for what they did to other people in their country. They
Mhm.
apologize for it. But for the people that they have literally like unalived in the most depraved ways, have treated them the most absolutely inhumane ways, they won't even acknowledge the fact that they did it. They want to say that we sold our own people, so let's be mad at the Africans. No, you went to buy human beings and you bought human beings. Then you also went over there after you bought said human beings and went back and stole multiple more, and they were afraid of you because they had knives, you had pew pews. Who gonna go
Mhm.
up against you? They said we're gonna take the few or we're gonna take many. They was like, all right, like you giving them their families is right there, so you telling me you gonna take everybody? So they had to make a decision, which I mean I can't put myself in that position, and I can't even think about what they were going through because they we knew white people are unpredictable. Period. If you're coming to buy human beings to be servants in slavery, we don't. I don't think that they couldn't do much more. Anything like who knows what else they would do.
That's the other fallacy with the whole idea that we sold each other is that it acknowledges, well, it legitimizes the buying and selling of people, which is a
Hmm.
criminal act. That's an act against humanity. It's a crime against humanity. It's a criminal act. There's no such thing as buying another human being. That
Ever.
humans cannot be bought or sold. That is criminal. That is kidnapping. So,
Yeah.
uh, you know, even when we talk about the environment with that they created, when people say that Africans sold other Africans and they were complicit because they actually sold, it's like, no, you can't buy or sell anyone.
That's a crime.
Right. And so whoever initiated this criminal system, the criminal organization that sought to do this crime and benefit, like if you were going to look at what do they call it in a court of law, motive, the
Motive.
motive of of America to buy people as property or kidnap people from their land is to create America. What was the
Exactly.
motive for Africans? Because when you look at Africa today, eventually the Europeans doubled back and enslaved them too. And
Exactly.
so how did it help them? Like look at America and look at Africa and tell me
Exactly.
who benefited? Who what you know?
And it's kind of like God saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like, or whatever. But I feel like they take their hands and they try to hide it from what they did, and it's like you can never hide from all who see. Ain't nobody not seeing what you've done. Like, you've done so much, and you want to put. I don't give a damn if they was selling them like hotcakes. You went and bought people. There's no
Mm-hmm.
statute of limitations apparently to unalivings. They have unalived so many, and they have not faced the crimes, faced the penalty of their crimes. And I'm telling you, if they never do, they will. Like when I see a little
Oh, they
white
will.
tea girl go missing, when I see a little white tea girl go missing, when I see a little white family go get, I feel like that is karma. Because I'm telling you, I don't shed a tear. It might sound depraved, it might sound like crazy, but I'm just like, they probably had karma for that shit. Like, I don't feel no kind of anything for an unalive police officer or unalive. Like, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I don't feel no sorrow for the fallen
Yeah.
mayonnaise man, because guess what? I promise you, somewhere down the line, his family has did some shit that they getting karma for.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
sorry, little Becky got unalive. That's probably your karma.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't care
Yeah.
about Emmett Till. You didn't care about the little boy that was like had to be on the phone book to be put up in the electrocution chair. A little
Mm-hmm.
boy, Stanley I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about though, right? The little boy
Uh,
that was unalive in the youngest person ever
oh yeah,
unalive.
yeah, yeah. I do know. Yeah.
Like,
I forget
do
his
you think
name.
they cared? You think they cared about him not being big enough to get to the helmet thing to put on his head? No, they put a phone book under him to finish the act. A little boy. So I
Yeah.
don't give a damn about little Becky or little Susan that was missing. Oh, bye. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
gotta go. But
and yeah, one more nuance I just wanted to bring out in the African sold Africans thing is that the Africans that did sell prisoners of war to the Europeans sold, using that term loosely, um, they thought they were selling labor. They didn't know they were selling people. That's another thing that a lot of people don't understand is that up until that point, labor could be sold, not people owned as property. Europeans took us and made us property.
like
They thought,
Irish people were used as labor, not as slaves, and that's
right.
where they got that shit confused. And also, I want to say on that too, the reason why the Irish people were not slaves is because they literally was like on contract for like 7 years. They were not born into it. Every person that was born in your family, either through grape or through breeding or whatever, they were made that way too. Their kids were not made that way. They were treating human beings literally like cattle. Let that sink in when you want to fix your mouth to say like, oh, black people sold other black people. How about you realize what the white people were doing to these black people, no matter who gave them? They went and stole people from their country, stole them from their identity, their dignity, their pride, their everything. Took their names and gave them their slave names and was like, "Oh, this is gonna be you." And then after that, they want to give you Jim Crow and they want to do like use the Triple K to come and intimidate you with the Confederate flag and pickup trucks, and then unalive you and unalive your communities. And they want to sit here and say you sold your own people. No,
No.
you are the idiot, or the evilness, the devils who bought human beings, stole human beings, and treated them less than that.
Right.
And I mean, good riddance to y'all. Good riddance to them. I don't feel no
Yeah.
sorry for them.
Absolutely. Good riddance to all of them. All right, y'all.
I
I gotta
appreciate you
go.
so much.
Absolutely.
I
I
gotta head
appreciate
out.
you, sister. One love.
Thank you so much, brother Legend. You are the
Thanks,
shit. I love you. Love you.
yeah, thanks for coming up, sister. I really
All
appreciate
right.
you sharing all
I'll
of
be
that.
back.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Absolutely. Peace.
Bye.
Y'all, I'm about to go. Um, I got things to do with my wife, but I just wanted to say, don't forget, check out b1initiative.org. That's our Discord. Um, I'm back on the warpath, so I'm going to be going live every day this week until Sunday. I might take Sunday off. Y'all can expect me around maybe 6 Central Time. I might do a video first, so it might take me a little bit of time, but yeah, around the same time, yeah, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I'm gonna be going live and talking to y'all, and yeah, we're just gonna learn some stuff together. Thank you, D. Oh, thank you, Stella. Appreciate you, sister. That's fire. um, and thanks for coming up as well, Sister Kit Kat, man. Appreciate all you doing, running the social media for us as well. Um, but yeah, shout out to Bubba. Lovely Rose Petals was in here. Sister Laura. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all support and stay B1. You know what I'm saying? Come join our meetings on Sundays. Don't forget our meetings on Sundays. We hold meetings at 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. I'm sorry, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time. On Sunday, we come together, Black Pan Africans. We come together, and we have meetings. We watch lectures from the scholars. Young AJ Prince, peace, brother. But yeah, yeah. Turn on your notifications. That's another thing. A lot of people don't have their notifications on for Discord. I know it can be a little bit annoying, but I could show y'all how to like turn off every notification and just get the important ones. I might do a video just on that, to be honest. But yeah, so check us out. Come to the meetings because we can talk a little bit more freely. If y'all got questions about stuff, this platform is productive, educational, and we are constructive in building for our people in the Discord. So, I'm here. I'm learning with y'all. By the way, I'm not a professor. You know what I'm saying? I do profess the teachings of the scholars, but I'm not a professor. I'm just a brother that's done some reading and wants to share it with his people and have intellectual conversations with fellow Garbyites. So, mad love to the diaspora, all the brothers and sisters in the Congo, brothers and sisters in Haiti, brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. Yeah, I see Golden Star, I see the Trinity flag, my brothers and sisters in Trinidad, and brothers and sisters in the UK, man. Mad love to all of y'all. And we just going to keep talking. I'll see y'all tomorrow. One love. Peace and power.